Okay, guys, hello and welcome back to my, probably welcome to, welcome to my podcast, SKYE by me, SKYE. Um, so today I'm going to be I'm trying the microphone again. Didn't see the settings my mother was talking about, but you know what? If I have to use the camera audio again, I will. This is a video episode if you are watching or listening to on Spotify and want to watch the video. If not, that's okay too. I listen to podcasts at work and cannot watch the video along with. Anyway, I am hoping to get a new microphone soon. Soon. I don't really have that much money to drop right now, but you know, whatever. Okay. So also, if you're watching the video, ignore my bangs. Ignore them. It's hair wash day. Okay, so today's video is about aesthetics, and what brought this on is the fact that I'm moving, and I'm happy because I have considered my house ugly for a while. Once the shiny newness of the house wears off, you start to hate it, and I hope that doesn't happen with the new one, but we'll see. There's a hair on the camera lens. Okay. Probably from when my cat knocked it over, bitch. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about aesthetics because I feel like a lot of us, many of us, most of us, have what we consider unaesthetically pleasing lives, and we wish our lives were more aesthetically pleasing, fit into the Instagram aesthetic, and really just, we're shiny, bright, not realistic, and I don't know, I guess profitable. Let me say that because honestly, there's multiple reasons I think people want a aesthetically pleasing life, and I'll get into those in a minute, but it's become, I think it's always been a thing, like you see a fun looking house on Disney and you're like, I like Carly's bedroom from iCarly. Okay, everybody wanted that freaking bedroom, and when they gave away stuff, I was so mad I did not get the ice cream sandwich chair, whatever the fuck it was. I'm so mad about that still, but anyway. I don't think those were real. Anyway, let's just dive in. Let's talk about the reasons that people want an aesthetically pleasing home, which again is unrealistic because, okay, my dog is chewing on something. I'm really sorry if you can hear it. I'm sure you can. Let's talk about the reasons why people want an aesthetically pleasing home, okay? Number one is profitability. So many of us want to be successful online. We want to have presence online. We want to be admired online. And you know what? It helps to have an aesthetically pleasing place to film, place to take pictures, the clothes to take pictures in, aesthetically pleasing faces, like, okay, now my dog is digging on the bed. Jeez. And the reason I call it profitable is because brands will most likely want to partner with somebody that has a nice place to show off their product. And not only that, but you're more likely to have people stick around and watch you if you have an aesthetically pleasing video, photo, whatever, place to be in those videos, photos, whatever, because they want somebody to idolize, because they might not think their life is aesthetically pleasing. And even if it is, nobody really wants to be looking at ugly brown walls and school ceilings like behind me. But it's a valid reason, if that's really what your dream is. But it's unfortunate that something like that can really stress us out, because for me, I get stressed out by it, and that leads me into the next reason, is just wanting to exist in an aesthetically pleasing place. For some people, kind of like some people have to have things organized to feel calm, to feel like they're in a good headspace. Some people want a certain aesthetic home to feel at home. Not everybody can live in their mess and be okay with it. And that, yes, that's the same as organization, but like for me, it was really disheartening to have brown walls surrounding me, so we painted them pink. They're still not perfect, but I'm gonna be happy to move somewhere that doesn't have brown paneling. Sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. She didn't design this place, but I know it hurts her when I diss our home. If you're watching the video, I'm trying to scratch makeup or something off my cheek. Okay, definitely makeup. But yeah, and it's a valid reason. Again, all reasons to hate your life are no, they're not all valid, but like it's oh, Pudgy's sleeping. It's unfortunate because it can really like it might seem silly to some people, but it can really bring people down. And unfortunately, a lot of the aesthetically pleasing things, like aesthetically pleasing homes, apartments, stuff like that, and then the things that you put in them to also be aesthetically pleasing, like certain plates, certain cups, certain pieces of furniture, are only for the rich. Only the rich get to live aesthetically pleasing lives. So it's like, okay, 1, I want to build this following to A, be famous, B, be rich, but I can't because, well, this is just an example, by the way. I'm not speaking specifically for myself, but maybe a little bit, kind of. But I can't because I'm not rich enough to have a aesthetically pleasing place, you know? Or like, some people are just generally young and maybe their parents can't afford an aesthetically pleasing place, so they just, like, you know, and like, people live in poverty. People grow up with parents that are hoarders. Like, there's just so many situations that people like are put into against their will, essentially, and they just have to live with it. We just gotta live with it. And like, honestly, as somebody that is more well off than other people, I feel bad complaining about an aesthetic. Like, I have a house. At least I have a house. At least I can afford a desk. At least I have a desk, you know? Like, it's silly. It's privileged, but it's still valid. Like, everybody's feelings are valid. But like, I think it's also important to reflect on that privilege, reflect on the fact that you get to scroll Instagram and look at these aesthetics that torture your mind, because other people don't get to do that at all. Other people can't afford phones. People have flip phones and stuff like that. People can't afford to spend time on Instagram, whatever it is. And there's just so much nuance to everything because of that, you know? Like, everybody has their own issues and everybody's issues are valid, but it's good to reflect. It's good to be grateful for what you do have. Like, really be grateful for what you do have. And I just want to acknowledge that before I continue to rattle on about the fact that I think my house is ugly. But like I said, I am moving. But I'm out of breath from that, like, rambling. Sorry if anybody can't focus, but also it's so cool. You can put podcasts on like different speed levels on Spotify and on YouTube, of course. But okay, I don't know what I want to say next. Yeah, I think I've always like had, like, obviously, like my example, like I said earlier, like the iCarly bedroom, everybody wanted that, but I think definitely Instagram, TikTok, social media in general has heightened the overall jealousy for anything, but like aesthetics are especially one. Like, everybody wants to like look a certain way, and for me it changes every day. Like, one day I want to be a cottage girl slay, the other day I want to be a baddie with cool eye makeup, but every day I'm just gross in my lounging clothes because I can't afford anything cool. And then also I buy pieces that don't go together and I still can't wear a cool outfit. Great. I envy people so much that like always have an amazing outfit. It's not fair. I only have one, maybe, but whatever. And also it's like I want like a very like minimal aesthetic, but I also love pink, you know? It's like there's that battle, like, but like, again, that's super privileged. I'm super lucky to be able to like worry about things like that. But it's it's also stressful. Not as stressful as things, but it's honestly sad how much it does stress some of us out, because Like, there's really bigger issues. Like, and it's, like, funny, too, because, like, obviously aesthetic has always been a word, but, like, it's really become a word, like, since, like, middle school. Like, it's really amped up in usage. I would like to see, like, the jump in usage. And who started saying aesthetic? Like, who started that, really? Because, yeah, like, the aesthetics of things, like, it's not even, like, grammatically correct to just be aesthetic. But anyway, I'm just here to say, like, it's okay if your life is fugly, you know, like, if, like, also, like, it's kind of interesting to think, because your fugly life could be aesthetically pleasing to somebody else. Like, my brown wood panel walls are the cover of Taylor Swift's new album, you know, like it's 70s if you think about it. And you know, maybe somebody likes my school ceilings. I don't know about that one, but like, there's just, like, you never know. And, like, it's hard, because if you're obsessed with one aesthetic, you're gonna ignore the ones that could probably apply to your current situation. And again, that's not for everybody. Some people are just in situations where they, like, don't have any furniture because they can't afford it. They don't even have a home. They're living in the car and stuff, and, you know, van life. But that's a whole nother topic. So it's, like, hard too, because, like, I'm 20, so my brain isn't fully developed, so my aesthetic switches every week. My aesthetic that I don't actually have because I can't actually execute, but the aesthetic I want. And then, like, I go on a manic spree of shopping for that one aesthetic, and then next week I'm like, I want to be goth. But, you know, it's like, I envy people that have a set aesthetic, and maybe, you know what, maybe it's like, I could afford my aesthetic if I actually just put my mind to one of them, but I won't. But no, I think it really is just, like, there's just some things you can't change. Like, the tile in my shower is yellow, and not in a cute, like, square tile yellow. It's, like, giant sheets of, like, marbled piss and poo yellow. Like, I don't want that anymore. Thanks, I'm glad I'm moving. My new bathroom's gonna be so cool. But I'm sure I'll find things that I'm like, this isn't aesthetically pleasing, and it's bothering me. And, you know, so many people stick to an aesthetic, and it's like, oh my god, this thing goes out of my aesthetic. It's like, okay, so, like let it be. Like, let that thing go out of your aesthetic. Like, not that I want to see some people fail, but no, I don't. But you know, it's just like, sorry, what is all that? What in the world? But it's just, you know what? It's extra hard if you have a boyfriend or, like, live with somebody of the opposite gender, because they, or just anybody. They don't have to be the opposite gender. Or somebody with a different aesthetic. The aesthetics can clash. Okay, let's just say that, and then that might stress you out too. Like, I see videos all the time of, like, girls designing their home, and then their boyfriend adds their little, like, garbage thing. No, not garbage, but, like, they're, like, action figures or whatever, and the girlfriend's like, oh my god, my aesthetic. And it's like, we really should, like, it's, like, interesting, because it's like, oh, I don't want my aesthetic, like, your aesthetic shouldn't define you should define your aesthetic. But at the same time, it is, like, showing people who you are, how you define yourself, your personality, you know, like, and that's good, that's helpful, that's interesting. But it's also like, is that really helpful? Because a lot of people's personalities are way different than, like, their aesthetic that they put on. Like, you know how the trope is always that goth people look mean, but then they're actually nice, you know. Garlic, my kitty cat wants on my lap for once. What the heck? Oh my god, I can't pick her up, girl. Just jump up, girl. Garlic. Okay, or not. Bye. And it's like, I'm gonna burp. I'm sorry, guys. Plug your ears if you don't want to. Well, I guess if you're listening with headphones, good luck. But yeah. Oh, she just wants food. You don't have to wait, Garlic. I kind of want food too. I just want to bored eat. I should do an episode on bored eating. Actually, there's not that much to talk about. Anyway, I don't even think anybody's listening to this, but it's okay. I'm just having fun talking to myself, guys. Don't you love talking to yourself? Don't act like you don't, okay? So yeah, my desk is really cluttered right now. I'm glad you guys can't see it. I'm not gonna show you. Yeah, I don't really know what else I want to say. Like, I feel like I've kind of said everything I want to, and then I know I'm gonna think of things I want to say later, because I always do. Well, honestly, it's interesting that, like, part of your aesthetic can even be, like, what you eat, what you put in your body, what you put on your body, not even, like, just clothes. I mean, like skincare. Like, there's the whole Wanyang aesthetic, like, from IVE. Like, people, like, classify her as, like, an aesthetic, and it just involves, like, specific makeup, specific skincare, and, like, there's other aesthetics, like, that involve, like, like, even veganism is, like, an aesthetic, and, like, like, eating avocado toast is part of an aesthetic. The millennial aesthetic, no, I'm just kidding, but, like, it's interesting how, like, the tiniest things, if they don't match your aesthetic, you might not do it. And it's like, okay, is eating solely cheese product an aesthetic? Because that's me. I'm a mouse, bitch. Being a mouse is my aesthetic. That's why I live in an ugly little hole. I kind of want a pet mouse. I kind of want a hamster. I feel like I'm speaking to the void. In 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 the void. Melanie Martinez reference. Listen to Void in the new album Portals if you haven't. It's slay. I did do a drawing for the song Void. And I looked back at it. Like, you get, like, like, artist blind when you, like, stare at something for too long and you're like, yeah, this looks good, and then you look back later and you're like, this is fugly. That actually didn't happen this time. I'm like, oh, it's probably because I traced it. And you know what? I'm not afraid to admit I traced something, because I'm not pretending to be a good artist. I just wanted to create something, so I did it. I'm not pretending to be naturally skilled at whatever, or not even naturally, like, practicedly. I'm not pretending any of that, bruh. How do I... Oh, what? Okay, I'm seeing that I might have fucked up my microphone again. That's really great. I don't know how to change it, though. Oh, shit. Great, well, I'm gonna try again after. Maybe I'll film another podcast right after this. Okay, but anyway, I hope to define my aesthetic a little bit more. And yes, it is for other people. It is for other people. It is for brands. No, I don't actually care about brands that much. It's like I care about, like, kind of creating a community. And you know why that is? Garlic, come up if you're gonna come up. You know why that is? It's because I don't have any friends. I don't have any friends, so I need to find them on the internet. And the way I'm going to do that is not by reaching out to people, not like finding people that I like, is that forcing people to come find me. Yeah, so maybe I'll just end that here. This was kind of a short podcast, but they don't have to be long. Just because the ones I watch are long doesn't mean this one has to be long. So I hope this was interesting to you. I hope I can figure out the microphone thing. And I love you. Follow my Instagram at SKYERAA if you want. Check out the video version on YouTube if you didn't watch it here on Spotify, assuming you're on Spotify. If you are on YouTube, you can go follow it and rate it on Spotify. That would help me out. Unless you're going to give it a 1 star, then I'll kill you. I'll come into your... No, I'm kidding. If you want to leave negative feedback, I will sneak into your house, and I will find you in your bed, and I will kiss you on the forehead. But yeah. Stop saying Okay. I love you. I just said it again. I love you, and I will see you next episode. I think I'm gonna do, like, every Thursday or something. I'm gonna find a day to do it. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Thanks for watching Sky Raw.